It's time for a whiteboard discussion. Hey everyone, Dylan Schumacher, Citadel Defense, and today we're going to talk about tactical shooting, competition shooting, scenario-based training. Is there a difference? What's the point? What's better? What should you be doing? Okay, so cat out of the bag right away here. I think that this is a wrong question to be asking, and I want to talk about why. I think it's a poorly framed discussion, or maybe a misframed discussion. It's a bad question. And so let's talk about why. So often you see this thing of tactical versus competition, right? And I think that's a bad framing. So basically what they're saying is like, what's better, like a tactical style training or a competition style training? What's going to train you better? And I think there's like 6 questions we need to ask before we ask that. First of all, what are you training for? I think that's a fair question to be asking, right? Now, if you're training to win a competition, like a 3-gun tournament, or you like to shoot skeet or trap, or whatever, well then the training you should be doing should be competition training, obviously, because the thing you're training for is that, right? If you're training for, I don't know, some kind of sniper challenge, bench rest shooting competition, well then again, that's what you should be doing, right? So that's the first question. Now, most of us, you're here, you're watching this channel because, you consider yourself an American Minuteman, or maybe a self-defense preparedness person, or maybe you're a professional gun carrier person, whatever. But you're here because most likely, you're doing that kind of thing, right? And so your answer will usually is, well, we need to be doing the tactical training. And this is where I think the tactical versus competition is a bad discussion. I think the way we should look at this is there are different veins of skill training, and they all come together to a whole. So for today, I'm going to call that tactical training. So here's what I mean when I say tactical training within the context of this video. That breaks down to a couple different things, right? So that breaks down to, you need like shooting skills. You need to be able to have the skills to get the gun out, align the sight, squeeze the trigger in rapid succession, and make all your shots go where you want, right? That's a skill. That's a physical skill. You need some decision-making process, right? So what we do for this usually is you'll go into shoot houses and they'll have targets that have, like, some of them are holding a gun, some of them are holding a cell phone, right? Some of them are holding a knife, and you're supposed to look at the target, identify whether or not they're a threat, and then dispatch rounds accordingly, right? You need, I'm going to call it, force-on-force, scenario-based training stuff, right? So this is getting used to someone shooting back at you. This is dealing with a live person. There's often like some scenarios built in there, right? Good force-on-force training shouldn't just be paintball. It shouldn't just be a free-for-all, but there should be like intentional scenarios that the people you're fighting are play acting against you, and they're trying to lead you somewhere. Not intentionally, not to make it staged, but in order to make it more realistic. And so your job is to go in there and solve the problem, right? Their job is to play through the scenario, and then you do a debrief after, right? These are short interactions with long debriefs to help hone your skills and your thought process. And this kind of starts to bring it all together, right? Once you get to the force-on-force, you're making decisions, you're using your skills, like there's kind of an evolution there, right? And if we take all those 3 things and we wrap them up, we can call that tactical training, okay? You can call it something else. We could just call it comprehensive training. It doesn't really matter. But these, I think, are kind of the big 3 pieces, the skills and the decisions, and that's really what's doing. So another reason, this is why I think this is such a bad discussion, is because I don't think it's like a tactical versus competition. I think competition serves your full training goal, right? This is going to come over here, and it's going to be here. Competition is there to help you develop your skills. It's there, ask anyone who's done it, right? It's to help you get the gun out faster. It's to help you acquire those sights faster. It's to help you decrease your split times between your trigger presses. It's designed to help you move and shoot faster. And why wouldn't you want to move and shoot faster? How is that not going to help you? And the people, you're pre-staging, you're going in there, you're cheating, you're a gamer. And it's like, wow, okay, they planned the raid on Osama bin Laden for like 6 months. You're telling me they didn't pre-game it, right? You're telling me they didn't cheat? You know, I mean, come on, do people go into combat these days without plans? Well, you know, you're teaching people to like respond to a beep and they're just going to shoot right away. And I would say, no. First of all, I don't know if anyone's actually ever heard an audible beep in a gunfight, one. Two, doing a competition doesn't train you to just get out your gun and shoot someone right away. That's preposterous. And I think that's an extremely not well thought out take, right? What you're doing is you've made the decision. I'm going to shoot this target. I know where I am because I'm a smart person. I'm standing here at a competition. I'm going to shoot this target. Beep goes off. Boom. Gun comes out. I'm going to try to shoot it, right? Why? Because I've already made the decision. The decision making, that's a different skill to train, right? And you need to train that. You need to think about that, right? And that's where it comes into, well, where are their hands? What are they doing? What are they saying? Where are they going? What's their body posture? And again, this all comes to full fulfillment in force-on-force training where I need to align the sights and squeeze the trigger, right? And I need to make a decision, and I need to talk to this person, and I need to look at their hands, and I need to know who else is going on in the room. Like this again, this culminates, right? A lot of this all culminates in a force-on-force type training. Whether that's, you know, airsoft or sim rounds or whatever, that's where this appropriately culminates. And again, if we want to just call this tactical training, I'm cool with that. We can call it comprehensive training, and maybe tactical is like this part right here, right? Let's just do this. This will make it easier. This is the tactical part, the force on force and the decision making, right? Or working through specific team SOPs or whatever. And all training, we're just going to call it comprehensive, okay? I don't know if I know how to spell comprehensive, prehensive. I hope this works. Okay, so it's not skills or like competition versus tactical training. It's competition and tactical training together to give you a comprehensive training of what it is you're trying to encounter, right? And I think that's the point. I think that's why I just find this discussion kind of boring and misguided, because I think that the correct understanding would be that you're doing these things to hone these different areas, right? To hone these different skill blocks that you are then going to combine to have a full comprehensive training picture. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you something to do. If you've never taken a force-on-force class, you should. I teach one. It's probably not on my website right now, but I totally do teach one, and I would love to come down there and do it with you. All you need is like a couple buddies and some eye protection, and we're good to go. We'll have a great time. So I hope that gives you something to think about. Do brave deeds and endure.